Okay, so we got an update for the live action adaptation of Avatar The Last Airbender. Now, this show I remember was announced somewhere in 2018 or 2019. Basically, it was announced a while ago. Hold on, let me close this, forgot about this. And ever since then, we have barely gotten any news, and I mean any news at all, when it comes to the actual show. And then we got a big announcement when it comes to the show, and that is the fact that the authors or the two creators said that they were leaving. They said that they were leaving the show, and after reading this, it seems like there might have actually been a good reason why they decided to leave, because the showrunner for the show just made some statements that basically tells you what the show is going to be. It tells you that this show was never intended to be a good adaptation of the original series. It was never meant to be sort of something that actually pays respect to a franchise that people have loved for years. It was always meant to be something else, and we'll get into what that actually is. But before we do, I just want to talk about this for a second. So, they confirmed, they confirmed that the cast has been found. They basically found the cast for the four main characters. Well, actually, in my opinion, there's five main characters, but now we only have four. And that is, we have Aang, this kid's playing Aang, this chick's playing Katara, this guy's playing Sokka, and this guy's playing Zuko. Now, just quick thoughts when it comes to the actual people that they hired. This kid, okay, I can kind of see him as Aang. This kid, I don't know about Sokka personally. Okay, whatever. Zuko, okay, he's fine. Katara is the person I have a problem with. Actually, both of them, because Katara and Sokka were. I mean, just look at them and then look at these two, nothing alike. Anyway, those are just my quick thoughts when it comes to the actual casting. Now, I don't know who any of these people are. I don't think I've ever seen them in anything, so I don't know whether they're good or bad. I guess you're gonna have to wait and see the actual show to see whether or not they can actually act. So, but before we get to the actual statements of the showrunner, I just want to talk about something real quick. So, when it comes to this casting, if I remember correctly, I think this was only rumored. I think there was a rumor going around that they found the cast for the show and they showed these people, but now Variety comes out and basically confirms that, yeah, these are the people who are going to play the characters. Now, I'm wondering, and I think a lot of people are wondering, that if this rumor turned out to be true, is it at all possible that this rumor is also correct? Remember, I did a video about this where this site called the GWW said that they had sources who told them about what the possible plot and character descriptions for the upcoming Netflix adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Now, at the time, we thought that, okay, there's a chance there's not going to be anything much to this. But if this rumor did turn out to be true, then there is a higher chance now, in my opinion, of these rumors also being true. The rumor of the plot descriptions that we got for Aang, Katara, Sokka, Zuko, and we'll get to that. Which, by the way, I really hope it's not true, because there's just so much wrong with this alone. Talking about how Aang's apparently in school, how he's adopted, how he does the whole wanting to be a regular kid thing. It's all kinds of wrong. And Katara, her character profile actually seems fine. It seems pretty close to the original. Although the whole thing about her powers scaring her, I gotta call BS on. Her powers never scared her. In fact, she actively wanted to learn to master waterbending, which is why one of the reasons why she even left with Aang in the first place, because he was going to help her get to the Northern Water Tribe so they can master waterbending together. So yeah, don't agree with that at all. Sokka, okay, his character profile is fine. Zuko is where I have a problem with. First of all, the fact that he hasn't been banished by his father is, to me, that was such a big part of his character, and the fact that they're not even incorporating that into this. Look, I understand that adaptations or reboots sometimes make changes, and it's unavoidable. I don't like it, but okay. But there are some things you have to keep. Like, there are some things that are a core component of every character, even if it's a reboot. You just have to keep that in there. And the fact that, his dealing with the fact that, his own father chose to abandon him, and that being such a big part of his character arc, which is one of the reasons why he's so adamant to do whatever it takes to get in his dad's good graces. And then, of course, eventually realizing that, he was wrong, and then, doing what he believes is right. It was such a big part of his character. But you know what, whatever. I don't think any of us really expected this show to really stay close to the source material, pay respect to it in any way, shape, or form. But if this is true, it basically just basically confirms it. So anyway, like I said, however, these are from, they said that this is from sources, and so far it hasn't been 100% confirmed. At least I don't think so, but a lot of people are wondering, like, okay, if this rumor turned out to be true, there's a chance this rumor could turn out to be true. Now, let's talk about the actual statements made by the showrunner, which basically tells you, what the show is going to be. And it actually, believe it or not, when it comes to the character descriptions, there's a chance that, actually, you know what, basically based on what's said here, and the fact that it's also sort of referenced here, specifically Katara and Sokka being Native American, even though they're not Native American, there is no America in the actual show and the world that they created. It's not our world, it's different. Yes, their look is inspired by things from our world, but it is not our world. Zuko is not really Asian, Aang isn't really Asian, Katara and Sokka are not Native American. Oh boy. Anyway, but basically, based on what's said here, and considering what was said here, there is a chance that they basically confirmed that what was said here could actually be 100% true. And if this is the case, this show is going to crash and burn. So what do I mean by that? Well, let's actually take a look at the statements from the actual showrunner, Albert Kim, showrunner and writer. So he says, a live action version would establish a new benchmark in, here we go, representation, and bring in a whole new generation of fans. This was a chance to showcase Asian and indigenous characters as living, breathing people, not just in a cartoon, but in a world that truly exists, very similar to the one we live in. Okay, here's the problem. You say you want to showcase Asian and indigenous characters as living, breathing people. You know what? That's fine. But you know what? Do it in your own show. Don't take this show and just use it to do what you wanted to do here, okay? Here's the thing, again, like I said, the world that this show takes place in, the world that this story exists in, that these characters exist in, is not our own. And it's not even similar to the one that we live in. Yes, there are, like I said, they took some inspirations from cultures that are in our world, but that's it. That's all it is. Everything else is completely made up. It's fantasy. Okay, and the fact, okay, see, this is the problem. This is the problem with these people. The fact that they saw that show and only saw something that is surface level just goes to show you the kind of people that they are. They don't look at anything else. I also knew what I didn't want to do. I didn't want to change things for the sake of change. Well, that's a bunch of bullshit. Where is it? I didn't want to modernize the story or twist it to fit current trends. Aang is not going to be a gritty anti-hero. Katara is not going to get curtain bangs. I was briefly tempted to give Sokka a TikTok account, though. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. We'll be expanding and growing the world, and there will be surprises for existing fans and those to the new to the tale. But through this process, our byword has been authenticity. Now, you might look at that and say, well, that's a good thing. But no, they don't mean authenticity to the story, even though they say this. They say to the story, to the characters, to the cultural influences. Authenticity is what keeps us going, both in front and behind the camera. Okay, you know, the whole authenticity to the story and to the characters sounded fine, but then you say to the cultural influences, no. Okay, just no. Just these fucking people, they can't help themselves. They see a way to virtue signal and they immediately take it. See, this show is going to be a trash fire. I think a lot of us kind of already expected it, but I think this basically confirms it. This shows you the mindset of these people, and what sucks is that they say something that's good, but then they immediately back it up with something that is awful. So they say authenticity to the story and to the characters. This, awesome. to the cultural influences? No. No, 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 no. That's never what the show has been about. And it goes to show you that this is what they care about. This is all they care about. They see it as a way to virtue signal. That's all it is to them. They don't care about the story. They don't actually, at least not in a real way, not in a way that fans actually do. They don't care about the story. They don't care about the lore. They don't care about the world. They don't care about the characters. They don't care about any of that. They just see a way to virtue signal. That's all it is. Anyway, I'm gonna end this video right here, guys. You let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. But remember to like the video, share the video, subscribe if you haven't, especially subscribe, and help me get to 1,000 subs, especially after you guys help me clear the 500 sub mark. Help me get to 1,000 by the end of the year. And I hope you remember to stay safe, take care of yourselves. Bye for now.